Hi there, I'm Nancy Herring from Now We're Cooking. It's Tuesday, so it's time for tips, tricks, and treats. And I've been kind of overdosing on fall things and pumpkin things and all the neat things about Halloween, but I decided to go a different tactic today. This is a form of pasta carbonara that uses pumpkin, because there's a lot of main dishes that use pumpkin, and it's a good source of vitamin C and all those things, and it's very fall-like. This is not a difficult dish. It takes a little bit of prep, which you can see all around me. I fried bacon already. I strained a can of pumpkin. I grated cheese. I have 3 egg yolks and 2 whole eggs in my bowl, and I just need to stir them up a little bit. I didn't separate the eggs in front of you. I figured that that was something you could do. The pumpkin I strained, and I wasn't sure if I needed to strain it or not, but I'm glad I did, because can you see how much liquid is inside my bowl? It's beautiful liquid, but it would make my pasta even runnier, and I don't want that. And I just used a coffee filter and a strainer. You could use cheesecloth. I just happened to have some coffee filters, and that worked quite nicely. So my pumpkin and my eggs are going together in my bowl. Whisk them together. I've cooked my pasta, and what I did differently is, instead of using a big stock pot of pasta, I used the Fasta pasta, which is the microwave way to do it, and I'll show you because I need to drain it a little bit. But I also saved the pasta water, because pasta water is an important part of this. There are raw eggs in here, and I'm going to stir it together with my hot pasta, but I need a little bit of the hot pasta water to help temper the eggs, because I don't want to make scrambled eggs. So I'm just going to put a little bit of pasta water in my eggs. Okay, now, if I was doing this in a big pot, I would dump everything back in the pot. I'm going to dump it back into the skillet that I cooked the bacon. This is the Fasta pasta. Holds a pound of pasta. You fill it with water. You cook it in the microwave in 2 parts. You do it for about 10 minutes, and then you do it for about 15 minutes. Just need to rinse it a little bit because I took the water off. And you cook it uncovered, and then you drain it at the end. And I went ahead and drained most of the water off into my saucepan. But I want to put this in my skillet because it needs to be warm still. If I had a big stock pot, that's what I would do, but because I did it a slightly different way, I'm doing it in here. So there's a little bit of bacon grease left in my pan, which makes it even more delicious. I'm going to put, I've got pecorino and Parmesan, and I need to put part of it in here. I'm going to put the rest on the top. I was so busy grating cheese that I didn't put it where it needed to be. So I've got my pumpkin. I'm going to put salt and pepper at the end. There aren't onions or garlic or anything like that, but you could certainly saute some onions and some garlic and add it. When you do this, I wanted to do it without and see how much flavor I got from the cheese and the bacon. So I need to put the pumpkin mixture on the pasta, and then using my tongs, I'm just going to toss it until all the strands are coated. And hopefully not throw any pasta around, but if I do, I do. That's just how it goes. So, to give you a sense of size, this is a 5.5 quart saute pan. So it does make, and I used a pound, it's a 15-ounce can of pumpkin, and I used a pound of spaghetti. Now, if I don't think it's liquidy enough, I just add a little bit more pasta water. And then also, when everything's coated, I'm going to add a little bit of the bacon fat, because that gives it even more flavor. But can you see how creamy it looks and how pretty it looks? It's getting, or it smells really good. I'm going to do a little bit more. So at this point, I haven't added any salt and pepper. And I'm just gonna, even before, I'm gonna taste it slightly and then I'm gonna add a little bit. I can't get just one. There, you didn't see me use my fingers. Salt and pepper, cheese and bacon. So, I've got my, these are rechargeable pepper mill. So pepper goes one direction and salt the other. And then I'm going to put a little bit of bacon fat, just a spoonful or two. I don't want to pour it because I don't want to pour too much. And if this just weirds you out to add more fat to it, don't do it. I mean, it's like I'm putting more fat in my food. Well, fat is flavor. Don't ever forget that. So, you can see how quickly this goes together once your components are done. So now, what I want to do is this is about 6 pieces of bacon, and I cut them prior to cooking them, cooked them till they were crispy. People in the store were going, "What are you making?" Fried bacon is a lovely aroma. Putting more cheese in and stirring it up. The one thing that I had, because our herb garden is not all frozen yet, I picked some sage and I just gave it a little rough chop, because pumpkin and sage are flavors that are very nice together. So not a lot, and there was a little bit of oregano in there too, so just a little green. Italian parsley would be the other thing to do, but because I had sage, and I think sage and pumpkin are such nice fall flavors that I added those. Oop, a little piece of bacon. And that's all it is. That's all there is to it. Now I'm going to put some in a bowl and show you. If you have this with a little green salad and some lovely garlicky bread, it'd be wonderful. Now if you want, on each bowl, because I saved a little bit of bacon, put a little bit more bacon on top, put a little teeny bit of cheese on top, and there you have a lovely pumpkin carbonara. It's not difficult, it doesn't take all day, and tempering the eggs with the pasta water is not a scary thing. So give it a shot. It's a great thing for Halloween or for any fall occasion, and I think you'll love it. Now We're Cooking is open 11 to 4, Monday through Saturday. This Friday we will not be open late because it's Halloween and we need to go trick-or-treating. If you need help with your fall projects, if you're baking something or making cookies or cake for work or the office or school, come by, we can help you out. Love to see you. We'd like to help you out with your things. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye now.